Good day and welcome back to another DV Legends video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the build, my build, for the yellow full power SS4 Goku. Now I was not able to, I Zenkai'd this guy to max, but I was unable to use him when his Zenkai first came out because I only had him at 3 stars. Since then, it's been a concerted effort whenever I can to try and boost him with whatever Legend Submitted Z power I've got. For some reason, this guy just never wanted to drop for me, which is obviously a bit annoying, but you know, it is what it is. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it all worked out fine. But yeah, you know, would have been nice to get him beforehand. Now, his Zenkai is pretty good. Adds a couple things, adds a lot of rage mechanics to him. So his 2 new passives that he has add basically some new rage mechanics to him. They make him a little bit more devastating when you are down a couple units. It's very interesting, ultimately at the end of the day, when you take a look at him and just see kind of how everything comes together. His main build obviously didn't change fundamentally too much, but the big thing is his new passives that obviously got added in. So Blazing Hot Battle, which is very important, and Working Out Injustice. Blazing Hot Battle being more of that kind of like a rage build mechanic, whereby it's like, okay, the less enemies or the less teammates we have, the more damage we're going to do. And very similarly with, like the rest of his build, he really can do some big special damage, and that's kind of the big thing with Goku. He's got 2 kind of big kind of play factors for him. So he's got a 0 damage cover change, which is always something very strong. So a lot of the times with cover change, not all the time, but a lot of the time with cover change, the big thing is that you're switching in one unit to take the hit for the other. So a lot of the times I have element reduction, cover change, additional damage reduction, things like that. The big thing with a guy like Goku is basically you don't need to worry about that, because Goku will cover change in, switch in, and for the first time he will basically instant transmission your ally out of there. And this works against a lot of things, even works against Rising Rush, which is really quite strong. Basically, it's a really strong ability. There's only a couple that counter it. Obviously, the new yellow MUI Goku being one of them. But yeah, it's a very strong cover change because of that. If you got 2 other GT characters, then it is really cool because it also adds 1 to the special cover change. So you can actually do it twice, which is really devastating. Honestly, it's very impressive. So that cover change is a big factor. I know it's people go, why is it such a big factor? Being able to completely break the opponent's combo is just something that's very good. It's just something that's very good, basically, to cut a long story short. So yeah, aside from that as well though, he can do a lot of special damage. He can do a lot of special damage, whether it's with his special cards or with his ultimate arts card. He can do a ton of special damage, especially depending on how many allies you have down. He can do a lot. Yeah, he goes pretty high up on the scale of special move damage, which is really big, and he can just like rip a unit. Like if he gets the hit, he can rip a unit. Basically, blue cards, ultimate blue cards, or special cards, whatever you want to call them, all of them do big damage. We're talking big boy damage from Goku, which is nice. Honestly speaking, it's really good, and I think for me, overall, he's good. Having used him, obviously he's still a little bit fragile. I think that's something that is definitely consistent with him. He is a tiny bit fragile. There is kind of like this feeling of a little bit of fragility to him. Not that it's absolutely devastating, but yeah, there definitely is a small feeling of fragility to him. But honestly, overall, he's really good damage dealer. I really enjoyed using him. I think he also is doing okay in this meta because, especially if you have the blue Goku. So if you have the blue GT Goku, who I unfortunately don't have, but if you do have him, he's a pretty hard counter to red units, and that gives this full power Goku a really good kind of battlefield to do all that damage. There's not like a lot of preventative factors to his damage. Remember, he also nullifies enemies' restore health when reaching 0. The big thing is if you can get the green card off. The green card is super good. That restoring of your own vanishing gauge, that reducing of the enemy's key, that force switching, it also allows you to kind of like change the current battlefield to being something that maybe suits you a little bit more, which I think is very important. Very often, a lot of the times with full power Goku, you can literally just kind of start a fight and they can switch someone in, and if you get things right and hit your green card, you can basically just kind of cycle them through or away from their top picks, and really also give yourself a big advantage. That nullification of own unfavorable element factors is for 15 timer counts, which is very decent length of time. I think he's also benefited obviously from the recent Zenkai to SS4 Gogeta, although obviously not a direct benefit or beneficiary, I should say, of the Z ability. He is still, his team got stronger, and when you have another great unit like Gogeta who can disrupt the opponent's Dragon Balls, do good damage themselves, and is also quite tanky, that gives Goku another kind of platform unit to kind of play off of. So between him and the blue Goku, you actually have really good kind of platform units that can really cater and kind of help this full power Goku. His damage is big. Like as you can see probably throughout this video, his damage is really quite something. Like really quite something. And yeah, if he gets going, he gets ahead of steam, he can still do really good damage, and I think that's something that you kind of have to appreciate with him, and I think it's something that's not going to change too soon. Obviously in the current meta there's not, I wouldn't say there's a huge amount of purples that are causing devastating effect. Goku Frieza, he's a good counter for purple Goku from the Dragon Ball Saga. He's okay as a counter for. It's not like he dominates him, but obviously the type advantage does help, and he still has a good kit. So yeah, right now I'd say, to me, it doesn't feel like there's a huge kind of premise for countering, but yeah, it all feels pretty good. But that's it from me. Let me know what you think about full power SS4 Goku, and I would love to hear your opinions on him. And I'll see you next time. Bye.